And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're taking a look at the Terraforming Mars big box. Now this is not an actual game. This is a big box for the game Terraforming Mars. Now I have Terraforming Mars, and Terraforming Mars here, I have a lot of stuff in it. I also made a box up to put all the expansions in. So I have these two things for Terraforming Mars. But that's not it. I also have this whole suitcase here full of more Terraforming Mars stuff. And this is the reason for this is that Terraforming Mars is probably the #1 game in the world right now that people make upgrades for. Now this is partially because the game doesn't look that great. That's obviously a subjective thing, but I'm not alone in thinking that. And the components for the game were just rife for improvement. It's also a very good game, which also helps. But the player boards were redone. There's different tiles, and on Etsy you can find tons of 3D printed pieces. The cubes were upgraded. There's so many different upgrades, and I made a joke last week about how I think my game is more not stuff that didn't come with the original game than did. That's probably not quite true, but definitely a lot of upgrades. So I don't necessarily like having these two boxes and this suitcase, so having one big box to hold everything is great. Now I didn't get everything that came with this. You could have got metal cubes that came with this set, and those metal cubes, I already had metal cubes, so I didn't buy the ones that came with this set, but I did hear that when they came here, they were all wrapped in an individual bag, which was from the manufacturer who put it together. But anyway, we're just going to take a look and see what's inside here and see how everything fits inside. All right, so let's see what's inside this box. So it's a big box where the lid is only half the box. So we go inside here, and I've already opened this and looked through it. One of the biggest problems that I've seen people in there have, and I have one too, is the fact that there's nothing in here that tells you how to put everything in. But I guess we'll figure it out. So here we have the 3D printed stuff. We'll take a closer look at that in a bit. Board here, a couple special tiles. We got a tray here to hold, I guess, all these special tiles that come with the game. These here, little things to hold the player color cubes. All right. And I'm going to guess these will hold the other cubes. Again, this is almost, to me, I am getting more and more angry at Kickstarters that come without, and the way it tells you how to put everything in these deluxe boxes. There's no excuse for that. A foam there, a box that has some dividers and stuff in it. Great. I'm assuming those dividers will be going in this box here that's on the side. Okay, as big boxes go, my first impressions of this one, here's another tray underneath it. My first impressions of this one are incredibly underwhelming. Whoopee-ka-doo-doo. Okay, so first we're taking a look at these plastic pieces here. So we have cities, we have forests, we have water. Now I think there's no question that this stuff is going to be better than the tiles in the game. So let's, here's the trees and the cities for the game, the two-sideds and the water. They're not necessarily very exciting things to look at. So I have some things. This is what I've been using for now. These are the Etsy ones. I got a lot of different Etsy sets, honestly, and so I just grabbed a couple. Now, they're functionally the same. You put a cube on these, you can see that that's your city. Just like the Etsy ones, you put a cube on them. You put a cube here. Okay, so I think this is kind of a wash. There's probably better Etsy trees and better Etsy cities. I mean, I think these Etsy cities look better than these. These don't look that great, but they're okay. And the water, I got a couple Etsy waters here. This is probably better than those, but it's not amazing. There's here's a cool mushroom cloud. This is the coolest one here. I like this. And I also have some markers here. And these are not bad, but for markers, I already have way better markers that I got from Etsy that go around the numbers. These look fantastic. These markers are okay. And they don't have this cool upgrade, or this cool upgrade, or quite a few other upgrades in here. So this is okay stuff, but again, these feel like they're 3D printed, honestly. You can tell they're molded printed and not 3D printed, but they're not that spectacular, but they do fit in this set. So let's put everything, including the base game, in this set. Okay, so I'm placing all the stuff here. I went online and found a thing that kind of sort of shows you how to put stuff in, which is not the greatest thing I can find here. But as I'm putting these in, I noticed that to get these ocean ones out, you have to use your fingernails. It's not as easy as you might think. And I also noticed that all these special tiles here have the symbols for them very faintly printed on the square itself. Oh, man. All right, well, here's one tray. Let's keep going. I would like to say at this point, I'm going to pause. This is driving me insane. Not having a sheet online to put this in and show me what to do where and what stuff goes where. And here's another thing I noticed. So this game comes with its own set of cards, promo cards, and they are a different size. They're slightly bigger than the original cards. So this is going to be hard to see. So there's some new cards. Great. I love that there's some new cards, although it's kind of annoying for people who may want these cards and then, you know, you got to buy this expansion to do that. But if you put them together, it's going to be a little hard to see. They're a little bigger. Now, this is not a game breaker for me. I can shuffle them, but you definitely can pull the new cards out really easily.
1 hour later.
All right, it is an hour later, and I finally got it together. I watched 2 videos online. All right, but let's see what we have here. So now realize some of the stuff you're about to see, excuse me, box, is custom stuff, but everything has fit inside here. So here we have the top shelf, although I think it's weird that this volcano doesn't fit in when you put it together, but whatever, it's not that big of a deal. So there's the top level. Then we have all the rule books. It's a little unfortunate they didn't put in a brand new rule book that included the expansions, but again, that's not that big of a deal. We got our 2 different boards here in the top. Underneath that, we have the next level with all the plastic pieces. All right, this is where things got hairy. Now realize these here are special wooden pieces I got for the colonies. They're amazing. I'm happy that they fit in. And these are extra components. I'm surprised these weren't in the big box either for the various different tokens you might need. And here I have the different measurement tokens. And again, I like these more than the ones they included. And here's some of the stuff for turmoil. Here's where I have all the prelude and the corporations. So then that comes out. Under that, we have each of these. Now, this is the best part of this game. These little boxes here. These are nice. With a color and a lid. All the cubes fit in there. Very nice and neat. Here I got the colonies. Then I have these. There's 2 of these trays. That's good. You can put them on the table. So I actually upgraded mine with these gold bars for the 10s. But you got your 1s, 5s, and 10s. And so there's 2 of those trays that fit. Slide in there. Here we have some turmoil boards. And then we have, these are the official ones from Stronghold Games. So you have the different, these are nice boards for sure. I have a lot of different Terraforming Mars boards, and these are the best ones probably. Here's a piece I got from somewhere. This is like a first player piece type thing. This is from Stronghold Games, and obviously they made a spot for it there. This is a spot for, I don't know what. I took this box apart. I didn't put the whole box in. There is a lid for this box. And this was clearly supposed to go into this spot here, but I took the lid off mostly because I have this really cool thing, dock, and the ships for colonies. So then we have the card box itself, obviously made for sleeve cards. Mine aren't sleeved, so I have the regular Terraforming Mars cards here with the new shiny promos right behind them. Here's the little ramp. You put this in the bottom of the box to pull cards out, and then the different expansions. These are the cards I have separated out. So now that it's together, it's nice. I'm not going to be able to tip this box sideways. And now that it's sorted out, I think you should be able to play this fairly easily after you know, with just the base game, for example, and you don't have to pull out the colonies and Venus stuff, etc. But if you want to play everything, that's in here too. So there you go. I'm not even sure the exact order. I figured I'd put the rule books underneath here. Put this lid on, lift the whole thing up. It's a hefty, but not overly hefty. Whew, that was an ordeal. But it's done. Wah! So this is going in the Dice Tower library, and everything else, all that stuff I have, is coming out. I'm actually going down to 1 copy of Terraforming Mars in the library. It's an incredibly popular game, I'm sure, but with the Ares Expedition card game coming out, I think that's going to replace Terraforming Mars for a lot of people. And I'm definitely not getting another one of these. One's enough. So, if you missed the Kickstarter, should you get this? If you're a Terraforming Mars super fan, sure, it's going to hold everything. And as you can see, it held some of the cool upgrades I got. Yes, it makes some of those upgrades obsolete. And honestly, considering the high demand for boards, 3D, I mean the boards with the dual layer boards for the 3D pieces, it's just mind-boggling to me that it took Frixilius and Stronghold Games this long to put something like this out here. But I don't know. This feels lackluster. That instruction sheet not being in here, I'm sorry. You lose a whole point from my rating on that alone. Because I don't have time for that sort of nonsense. I don't have time for me to go look online and figure out from other people how to put the game together. So that's problematic. The plastic inserts here are okay. They're not great quality, but they're just okay. The new cards being slightly larger, all that mixed together, I mean, and then the 3D printed pieces are okay compared to other ones. I mean, they're still cool. They're neater than the tiles, and there apparently is room to put these tiles in the game, but I don't see why you would use those over the 3D printed pieces. It's cool, but it's that kind of cool gift that could have been better. This could be amazing. Well, like, this won't be on my list at the end of the year for best new upgrade, you know, or whatever for a game. It's good, and you know, even if you put it sideways on your shelf, it doesn't even say the name of the game on actually 3 of the sides, which is weird to me. I wanted to like this more. Folks, realize Terraforming Mars is one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's an amazing game. I have all the expansions. I don't play all the expansions all the time, but I like having them in here. I've spent more money on upgrades for Terraforming Mars than almost any other game. But this is the end. This is the close. I'm finished. I'm not getting any more upgrades. I'm good with this. I'm happy with this product, although there's still a good 20% in here that's not from these companies. So there you go. Hopefully that will help you. If you see this on the secondary market or you're thinking about getting your own, maybe you do want to get it. Hopefully this will allow you to do that. I just wish I could like it more. Anyway, I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching the Dice Tower. Dice Tower Judgment, I'm glad I have it, but it's problematic.